Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Evil Man. And that is how you get to heaven.
Well, Chris, as always, half the reason I come to do this damn podcast is to hear your beautiful introductions, and it's like the beginning of The Simpsons, Mike, where you never know what the Simpsons are going to do when they run into the living room, and it's a little different every show.
He's doing these lines, and you're like, what the fuck is Bart going to write this week?
What in the fuck?
And you're like,
Are
what
you
the fuck is he going to write? And then when you see it, you're like, oh, fuck.
I love it when Homer goes, boy, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Boy, I'm going to fuck you.
Wow,
Evil
guys.
Man.
We're talking about literally a beloved television father having sex with his son right off the top. That's quite an introduction when we have a guest.
Maybe Evil Man is Homer.
For this episode of Evil Men Podcast Live from downtown Toronto, we're so pleased to welcome back our old friend. She's a very funny comedian and a radio host and so much more. It's Jackie Pirico.
Thanks, I'm Chris. Oh, what?
It's our
I love ruining the podcast.
But it is Jackie Pirico.
Hi, it is me. It is me. I love to be here. I love to be back. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I know what I noticed since maybe the last time I've here till now is that when Chris does his like evil man.
You can do one.
Well, I just noticed that like
doing a whole one.
because I'm not like used to it, so I'm like, but these guys are like this.
We're like porn actors who are jaded from
Yes.
seeing it hundreds of times.
Yeah. They need like an injection of drugs just to get a boner now.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, Jackie, it's so good to have you.
Thanks.
Since the last time you've been on, you're an amazingly successful, hilarious comedian, and you now are also a morning radio host on Indie 88 in Toronto. I think that's so cool.
Thanks. It's really fun. I'm very grateful for this job. Like it's early mornings and it's a big lifestyle. What's the word? Adjustment is the word I'm looking for.
You have to wake up at 2 a.m. every day?
Actually, 1:30 a.m. I'm up at like 5:15 every weekday because I kind of live far from the studio. It's in Liberty Village, and I live up at like Witchwood. But you know what? I love it. I'm there, and I go on air at 7 a.m. I love the guys I broadcast with. It's very fun. Goof off for 2 hours, then I'm done, and then I have the whole day, and it's like a really consistent, nice routine for me.
That's fabulous.
I love it.
Excellent. And you get to meet the Arkells, Strumbellas, Kim Mitchell, Leonard Cohen, Neil Young, all the giants of Canadian rock.
Yeah, we actually had the budget to exhume Leonard Cohen.
This week on Indie 88, we're digging up Leonard Cohen and we're giving his body parts away.
First time I saw Leonard Cohen live ever, he was opening for the Arkells.
He was briefly a member of Broken Social Scene till they kicked him out.
That is not true, is it?
He slept with everyone's girlfriend.
I'm so gullible. I would believe that.
He's a beautiful.
He's gorgeous. I pet his dog one time in Montreal. I pet his beautiful, like one of those like white golden retrievers, like fluffy white
Was he
snowy
there?
golden retrievers.
Was he present?
No, his like girlfriend was.
What was she like?
She was an older. What was her name? I want to say her name was Elsie, but I don't.
Suzanne?
I'm not sure. No, it wasn't. Oh, Marianne. No, it wasn't Marianne.
Oh, I love that one too.
I don't know her name, but I just know that my friend that I was with sometimes cares for this dog.
Nice.
So we were walking, we saw them. Oh my God, like a real celeb sighting.
Petting Leonard Cohen's dog. You can't get much more friggin' Canadian than that.
You can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Carney met with Trump today, and apparently
Trump was wearing a Leonard
Trump
Cohen
asked him
shirt.
to sing, dress rehearsal rag. Dress rehearsal rag. And Trump was stomping his foot, clapping his hands.
Trump also asked Carney if he could meet Stompin' Tom, and Carney was like, sure you can, knowing all the while that Stompin' Tom was no longer with us.
Yeah, but also knowing that the fate of the world rested on his answer. But Jackie, when you go this early to work, do you see early birds looking for worms?
Oh, constantly. You wouldn't believe, like, I see all the worms doing the classic, like, popping their head out of the dirt and then, and then back in because all these freaking early birds are around.
Do you see fit like alpha guys and women like doing their 5 a.m. jog?
Oh,
like you know
yes.
those guys. It's like here's my morning routine, and he
Yes.
sticks his face in cold
In
water.
cold water,
Yeah.
and he, like, jumps in the pool.
Yeah.
In the toilet.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's in Liberty Village. The studio is in Liberty Village.
it's like
So-
young professional.
Oh, tons. Like, there's this one
Yeah.
thing. Like, I take the 63 Ossington bus down there,
Okay.
which is like a
Wicked
nightmare.
bus.
Nightmare for me.
Classic bus
Okay.
if you know anything about Toronto.
It's just so like bumpy and terrible, and like it's so brightly lit. And then we're going around the corner of like Strawn and Liberty, and there's this weird like I don't know if it's like Sweat and Tonic or it's something like that. But
Yeah.
at that time of the morning, it's packed full of people. It looks like Home Alone, like when he fakes having that party.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are these people doing? And then I walk through that little alleyway where there's a Fit 45, and everyone going nuts in there, getting like fit.
At 7?
Yeah, like at like 6:45.
Mm-hmm.
I know that that's not that crazy early.
No, it's crazy to me.
It just makes me ill. And those Fit
Do people look
45,
at you with the look in their eyes like, do you see how regimented I am?
Yes, they want you so badly to perceive how regimented they are.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in this situation? I remember, like, especially one time in my 20s, like being out really late and partying or
Oh,
whatever,
no.
and then walking home and it's light and going, oh no. And then seeing like fit, healthy, good people jogging and stuff, and you like, oh
Nightmare.
God, I'm
That is a
scum.
nightmare. Like, yes, coming home, like leaving, and I'll never forget. Oh my God, this is a nightmare. I'll never forget going to an after hours, like a scuzzy, disgusting after hours somewhere around like College and Bathurst area. And it was like just this house that like was ran by like a mom and son, like a criminal mom and son that was like an after hours. Anyways, I left the after hours at like 6 a.m. probably, whatever. Got back to my home, which was then like near like young, like Charles Street, like in the village kind of. And I forgot my keys at the after hour.
Oh my God.
No.
That's
So I
a
had to
nightmare.
go back and yes, just like you say, walking dogs and strolling their babies and going to work and like buy high, sell low, and like
Yeah.
all of these guys in a tie, and like I wanted to simply pass away.
What is
Yeah.
in the after hours lost and found bin? I wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were
Toques
so
and
mad.
mitts and
Oh, your umbrella's here.
I forgot my diary.
and my diva cup.
This was ages ago, by the way. I just want to say I don't go to after hours
Yeah, you're
anymore.
different now. So on your way to work, do you read the Bible on the bus, or when do you read the Bible?
In between every break on the air.
Okay, good.
Like,
good.
don't talk to me. I'm reading my
because
Bible.
your job is basically sinning, and then you have to like repent in
in
between.
between.
breaks.
Yes.
Yeah,
It would be cool if your boss comes in one day and he's like, listen, we want you guys to go full 1990s Howard Stern for ratings. There's going to be naked people in here every day.
Oh yeah, and like
Riding the Sibian.
yeah, this no, that's exactly what I was gonna
Oh my
say.
God. Okay, can I make a pitch?
Yeah,
Canadian
please.
Baba
Get
Booey.
Mike in on your show
Yeah.
and get him to ride a Sibian.
Yeah.
Mike, would you?
Of course I would.
Does a thing go in his butt, or what is it?
I guess it would have to.
So what would
I think
something
it would
would go
rub.
in Mike's
I think
butt?
it would rub
It goes
Mike's
in my
balls.
penis. It goes in the urethra.
a urethral
it would-
Sibian?
It would rub
Imagine
Mike's
you
shoulder.
made your own urethra gag. Gonna barf.
Do you remember on the movie Private Parts? Like this is such
Yes.
a scene that sticks in my head. Is like the
He
girls
played
like
himself. That's so.
that's so
anyways.
brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
This
He was
girl,
good.
I mean, I remember liking it because it was so bad and I was too young to be watching it. So naturally, I loved it.
Oh right.
He's the best actor in America.
yeah.
But there was a scene where a girl calls him and she's like, I love you, Howard. I think you're so sexy. I wish so bad we could have sex or whatever. And he's like, well, why don't you sit on your huge subwoofer speaker?
Yep.
Do you remember?
Yep.
And he's going like,
that's
wow,
amazing.
wow, 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 wow. And going like,
Yeah.
like you do it.
Womp, womp,
No,
womp,
like
womp,
he's
womp.
making the speaker go like,
Howard, no.
Oh, I'm having sex with Howard Stern.
so yeah, I'll pitch it at work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pitch
do
it.
it.
Pitch it. See what they say.
We need
Do you have any crazy fans showing up in your DMs now?
A little bit. There's a lot of really enthusiastic listeners.
Nice.
I've actually had listeners like show up at a couple of shows, which was nice. That's nice.
cool.
Yeah. Even though, because I'm like advertising them, I'm promoting on my own Instagram, and
Do they put their ears next to your mouth and go, I'm really listening now?
Yeah, and that's good because the whole metric of radio is TSL, time spent listening.
Oh.
Like that's what we got to maintain that. We got to
does the
increase
people
it.
that come outside and meet you outside, do they count?
I don't know
as
how
a
I would.
metrics?
I don't know how I would throw that into the data.
It's interesting because we operate on a BBL metric, which the more listeners we get to get Brazilian butt lifts,
Yeah.
the higher our salaries are.
Yeah.
We love big, beautiful listeners.
Yes.
Yeah, we do it by weight, total weight.
Yeah.
The bigger the butt, the bigger the paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how Sonar does it. So that's
Our
what we
biggest
do.
fans are basically, what's it called? Autolisks?
What's that mean?
You know those old
Odalisques?
the paintings of the curvy women who lie on the ottomans or whatever?
Oh, those are called autolesques.
I believe so.
So it's like
So, yeah.
burlesque
I'm looking at
and
Mike,
ottoman.
the second
I
guy
think
who
so.
might know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's what they're doing. They're
Because an obelisk is an object.
yeah.
Yeah.
These are odalisks.
Obelisk is like the thing that they're going ooh ooh ah
Yeah.
on 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I got an idea. Our producer Michael, are you looking up Autolisks? Can you bring that up? I just want everyone to know that I semi-understand some art history.
I just want
but
to tell
mostly
you guys.
because it's about curvy women.
Well, speaking of obelisks, my friend told me a funny story where he saw, sadly, obviously, a person who seemed to be unhoused, which that's not funny. But like he was like his dick exposed.
We can make it funny.
He had he had his dick exposed,
Oh.
and my friend
Here
said,
we go.
That's not going to impress a potential landlord. You got a great credit report, but your penis is out right now.
Can you help me put this somewhere?
Sorry.
But
so-
my friend said, "Oh my God, his dick was so big and perfect and beautiful,"
Oh, that's
and he
nice.
described it as an
No.
obelisk. It was
Right.
so like perfect and just like an
So
amazing
his
looking
dick would teach apes to use tools.
But my friend was like, "How'd this guy end up here with that thing? It was beautiful. He
Yeah.
could have been somebody."
He shouldn't have been homeless if he.
It is actually honestly, my first instinct is irritation at the fact that
Yeah.
this homeless
too.
man has a huge penis. I don't
Me
know
too.
why. I don't know why.
It wasn't even just that it was big; it was
Maybe
like
it's
beautiful.
small dick energy to have a house.
Maybe it is. Wow. Well, good for him.
Well, speaking of seeing a man walking around with his penis out, Jackie, you just got back from a whirlwind trip to Winnipeg, Manitoba.
I did.
Yeah.
Where you did the Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
I did. It was so fun. Me and Michael have done it before. Our first year doing it was 2023, and that was a blast.
Yes.
And this year was equally. The gala taping was equally fun and like a actually I think I had a hotter set this year just because I knew like how it would feel up there. And oh my God, honestly, it was such a rewarding weekend. I don't mean to brag, but like I crushed every show, and it was
Yeah,
just
but
so
we
much
know
fun.
that. We know you would.
It was, thank you. It was so much fun. A lot of fun people there, and I saw for the first time prairie dogs.
Yeah, I saw that video and I couldn't believe it.
Are
And
they
I've been to
like-
Winnipeg a lot. I've never seen a
Are prairie
dog.
dogs like hedgehogs or
I
gophers?
would describe them as either a tiny groundhog or a giant chipmunk.
Whoa.
They are so freaking cute,
Yeah, they're
and
cute.
they're like cartoons. They're like roving little velveteen tube socks full of beans, and they just rove around with like
I
a
did
hot
see
dog
one
bun.
because you saw one by the War Crimes History
Yes.
Museum.
They were the
Down by
whole.
that's on your way to the Forks too,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
I think I did actually.
You must have
Yeah.
because the hillside was absolutely teeming with these things, and you have
Yeah.
to you can't even see them because they're so cartoonish and they're like popping out of their little holes, and they're doing these like I can't do it, but they're like
Yeah.
squealing, and they're getting a really good core workout while they're doing that. Like you can see their stomach contracting, and if you just you're on this hillside and there's like a whole chorus of peeping and shrieking, and you unfocus your eyes like a magic eye painting, and suddenly you see all of them, and you're like, oh my God, there's
That's amazing.
millions.
Wow.
And then later that night, you saw a bunch of them at the Burton Cummings Theater.
Yes,
watching
yes.
your set.
Watching my set and squealing and popping up from the seats.
Yeah,
It was dreamy.
that's so nice.
Um,
That's amazing. Congratulations on killing it.
Thanks.
I was just going to add one more animal thing.
Please.
Guess what's living on my balcony right now?
Let me
Not a raccoon like usual. Every damn year, some sick raccoon ends up living on my balcony.
Is it the guy whose penis is out?
Not a penis guy.
Should I guess?
I'll just tell you.
Okay, a pigeon.
A blue jay.
No, I wish.
Vladdy.
It's like we have like a storage closet out there.
Yeah.
Family of baby squirrels.
Oh
There's
my
baby
God.
squirrels, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to get rid of them.
No,
They're
don't.
adorable.
You can't get rid of
The
them.
cat
Maybe
is looking out
Jackie
the
should
window.
go over.
He's really interested. But they're just these adorable little baby squirrels. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave them. I think.
You just got to leave them and keep the cat away from them because if they cannot get separated from their mom right now because they rely on their mom right now for body heat and they'll die.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because when
Well,
a
James has
raccoon's
been hugging and kissing them.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
when a raccoon's which has happened. When a raccoon's living on there, he's having diarrhea all over there. He's ripping up stuff. It feels dirty. Like you got to get rid of the raccoon. But these
He's
squirrels
using
are
your
fine.
microwave to heat up pizza pups.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. When a raccoon has been on my balcony for a long time and I have to clean it all up, it's like the guy had a diarrhea party. I'm not kidding. And it's stuck to the
He
balcony.
shouldn't be
I'm sorry.
having diarrhea. He should be having healthy, solid, like raccoon poos. He's ill.
Do you have a power washer?
No, not in a condo.
Oh my God, you got to get one if you got raccoons spraying diarrhea everywhere.
But apparently, once they start pooing on wherever they pick to poo, they are very hard to get rid of.
Well, I've had to call animal control.
Yeah, it's like when a hobo would write a sign on the post outside of a farmhouse's property.
Yeah.
These guys give you soup.
I'm really happy for
That's
you
what
and
the
Ebony that you
raccoon's
have baby
diarrhea is.
squirrels.
Thanks. You know what? I'm going to take some pictures and send them to you.
Please. I rescued a baby squirrel a few years ago. It imprinted on me. It had been blown out of a tree in a windstorm. And I took it all the way up to a rescue in Innisfil.
Wow.
And they're
That's
still
nice of
shaking me
you.
down for like support money for him.
Why?
That's
It's
so
just
sweet.
a squirrel.
But they're like, we get hundreds of thousands of squirrels every year. So we would appreciate if you could cough up more money for
They're
poppy seed.
blaming you they're guilting you for the job they chose to have.
I know it's complicated.
What the hell?
But I loved my baby squirrel that day. He was like crawling all over me. He was like, kind of using my hair as a sleeping bag, and like he was
You let it crawl on your head?
Yes, I loved him. I'd do anything for poppy seed. However,
It's funny contrasting viewpoints on baby squirrels very clearly.
but I was alarmed when after I dropped him off at this wildlife refugee called Shades of Hope in Georgina, Ontario, they called me after and they're like, "Good news, we got rid of all of poppy seed's fleas." I was like, "Ugh, he was in my hair, covered in fleas."
Well, that's I think what Mike's point was.
so,
Fleas
did you,
and
like, what did you
crud
do?
might get
And they
in your-
are
in
plague
your ears
vectors.
and brain.
Squirrels can be plague vectors.
If you like encounter a cat that may seem like a troubled cat in the world, like because I love animals, I love cats, but I wouldn't probably touch a cat that I wasn't sure if it just lived outside. Are you the type that you'll just go right for it and pick?
Well, if they live outside and they're like feral, they probably won't let you near it anyway.
Right.
But if I saw some unhoused cat with a huge obelisk dong hanging out, I'd
Yeah.
probably do my
I've
best.
seen you at house parties at night trying like, here boy, to like raccoons.
Oh
in the
yeah,
darkness.
raccoons for
Yeah.
sure. Oh my god, our friend
They're
Tom.
cute, but-
Oh, they're so cute. Like I would kiss and hug pretty much any animal.
Yeah, I talk to every raccoon I see at night.
How could you not?
I talk to them like they're my friend.
Yes, they're so, and they look at you. They're curious about you.
Yeah, and they have tiny little claw hands.
Yes, they're so cute.
Well, speaking of babies, I have a story.
Please.
On my way here, I was walking through Trinity Bellwoods Park, and as you know, it's a beautiful sunny day, and everybody's out, and they even have cherry blossom trees in bloom there right now. So everybody's standing around, taking pictures, singing karaoke near the trees.
What?
It's a really busy park, but this one woman, I guess, she had a new-ish baby on a blanket, and I wasn't paying attention, and I stepped on her baby. And I heard a little crack, to be honest.
Oh,
Just keep walking. That's the
Chris,
thing to do.
what do you do in that awkward situation? Do you leave a note? Do you just go away?
Well, the mom saw me, and I said, I do apologize.
I do declare.
I do declare I apologize. I believe I stepped on your brand new baby. And I heard a crack at that. And she smiled
She
because
she probably couldn't help
she's obviously
but
comes from
laugh,
the same family of standards of manners that I do, and you don't want to make a scene
And
in that moment.
she couldn't help but laugh at the funny voice.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But did you get like sooty footprints all over the blanket too? You must have just ruin the entire setup.
I don't know how the baby pulled out of the the damage I must have done with my foot, but I did notice that on its brand new cream colored PJs, there was mud from my shoes on it.
Oh, it's so hard to get out.
I know, and a brand new baby.
Brand new.
Mud PJs. I
Mud
do
PJs.
declare, I seem to have stepped upon your baby. Yeah.
The only sentence I know how to do in that accent is okay, it's Foghorn Leghorn, right? Is that Foghorn Leghorn
Yeah.
accent? And that like goose that's always trying to like sleep with them.
I don't remember that.
There's this like
Oh
single.
yeah,
she's
with
a
glasses too.
Yeah.
Librarian.
Is she
sexy.
hot or
No, that's the thing. She's a spinster with
Wow.
this little baby boy that annoys Foghorn Leghorn.
Ooh, Foghorn.
She's a
She's hot
spinster.
depending on what kind of lady you're into.
I don't think she's hot. And he says to her, he's like, that girl is reminds me of the highway between Corpus Christi and Fort Worth. No curves.
Whoa. This is for children. Children were laughing at this. Thing.
I know.
He's body shaming her.
I wonder if
Yeah, but
there's a lot-
Foghorn Leghorn got a big butt.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's very curvy.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
like he eats like a bucket of fried chicken every day.
Ew, that would be disgusting
Oh, I guess he'd
behavior.
haven't
be his friend.
Have you not seen him lately? He's on his page.
Oh my god.
He looks, and he doesn't look healthy. He looks like gaunt.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like
He
that's
looks
the thing
like
when you
Jared
take Ozempic,
Leto.
you look gaunt, like Sharon Osbourne.
Oh my god, we need a picture of
Ozzy's gonna
Foghorn
outlive
Leghorn.
her.
She regrets it. Sharon regrets going
Does
on
she?
Ozempic. Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
lips are the only thing I see now. I don't see the rest of her.
Well, that's a pretty good deal.
What? I don't want to just lips.
Sharon
chick.
Osbourne's lips would
Oh
look
my
better
gosh.
on my bedroom floor. You know what I mean?
Would you kick Sharon Osbourne's lips out of bed for
Eating crackers.
kissing crackers? Wait, so she has publicly said, "I regret taking Ozempic."
I think I remember hearing her say that because she's just like, yeah, it just has kind of just made me not look myself. I think she said that.
Their house must be a nightmare because Ozzy can't even move or talk. He's just like, oh, Sharon. And she's just losing weight like in Stephen King's Thinner.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just shitting because Ozempic makes you shit nonstop.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
isn't
Makes you
there-
shit your pants.
That's
So
what happens when you
Yeah.
sing about the devil in 1970.
Comes back to haunt you.
Yeah.
we should raise money to hire cleaners for their mansion to clean up all the feces.
Yeah.
Maybe when
Yes.
Ozzy sees Sharon, he
Yeah.
says, "What is this that stands before me?"
Without warning,
Yeah.
my wife shits her pants.
What I was wondering is, what does Mickey Rourke think when he sees his trans
Yeah, he was hot.
mogrified face?
I don't think I sent it to you, but I think I sent it to Chris and Mike. A picture of Mickey Rourke in like the
9.5
80s or the
weeks?
90s. It's like this is probably one of the hottest guys alive.
Yes, he was
I
so
remember.
sexy.
He was a big
Eight.
movie star.
Am I
Now he
wrong?
has his beautiful Mrs. Potato Head lips on his face. now,
Yeah,
and
this
it's
is what I
looking
don't
good.
understand. I don't understand why men go crazy with the lips. Why do men go crazy
I
with the
think
lips?
Mickey
I have
Rourke,
shitty lips.
like,
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I bought my lips and I love them.
Money well spent.
what about my lips?
Yours
I
are
wanna-
good.
I want to shave my mustache off.
Jackie,
No.
You
I know,
always say
Jackie.
this,
I
bro.
know.
Jackie, you got to take James lip shopping.
Oh,
and I won't.
Would you like to go to Stony Creek with me when I get my lips topped up? I
I
only
would
do it
love
every like
to.
couple years.
And
I think
I'll
James
get a
with
bit of
plump
Botox.
lips would be wicked.
No, I
Yeah.
think I have small lips. Mike's are normal. Chris's are a little thick. Yours are great.
Everyone has
You think I got
unbalanced
Michael's are
thick
lips.
good.
lips?
Yeah, I had like my top lip is really skinny. My bottom lip is quite normal, but I just get it to like kind of balance it out so that I have like a top lip. Otherwise, I have a spaghetti lip.
What's okay?
known
I've
you,
got one question.
I've known you through so many lips.
Yeah.
No, you've only known me through my original skinny lip and my new having lips.
Yeah.
What's one superficial like plastic surgery thing, Mike and Chris and everyone that you'd like that secretly like you'd be like, or some kind of looks thing that you would do or want to
I
do?
love talking about this, and I can't
I
wait to
think
hear
we
what you
should all
guys
say
say.
one that
Yeah.
the other person should do.
No,
No,
oh
it has to
no.
be about yourself.
No.
Here's one. This is boring. But my beard is gray, and I don't know. I'm sure. I guess it looks fine. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I do kind of. I bet I would look so much better if it was black or brown. My
No.
hair
But you
color.
don't need to have surgery for that. You can just get like
I
a
know,
thing
but
with
I'm
Shoppers
being
Drug
broad.
Mart.
I'm being broad.
Okay.
Also, that's
I know
not
I could
true.
do it, but I'd feel even embarrassed doing that.
No, James, I think the gray in your beard looks great.
Thanks.
And if we can look to the future,
Oh, yeah.
to your future, to your brother Fenton.
Yeah, Fenton.
Fenton, sorry.
Fentanyl.
Fenton.
Yeah.
Fentanyl.
No, I'm thinking about that dog that got in trouble in the deer park in England. Do you know who I'm talking about? Fenton! Chasing the deer. Anyway,
Right.
Fenton's beard is so handsome. He looks like Captain Highliner.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You're on your way.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're
Well,
right.
I'd get
it
a
is
chin-
like a
a chin,
family
implant.
style of beard.
A chin implant.
Yeah. If I shave my beard, it's like it goes right from my lower lip to my neck.
That's just have beard dysphoria from having a beard.
Yeah.
Chin dysphoria.
Yeah.
Michael?
Oh, I have the buccal fat removed from my from my face, so that I have nice, like jagged, or like sharp cheekbones.
Mike, you could get that gum you chew that grows your jaw muscles
Yes.
really huge.
I've never heard of this.
Oh yeah. There's weird guys on TikTok or whatever who like chew this
Masseter?
jaw growing gum that's really hard to chew and it makes their jaw muscles huge.
But what's in the gum? It's just like
Just
the
like bad
composition
gum.
of the gum that's
yeah,
hard.
It said it's hard to chew.
Oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get a big jaw. Michael, you don't have to get buccal fat removal. You could just get cheek filler, so that you got big like who's the guy from Saw that rides around on the bike, like cheeks like him.
Oh yes.
Let's
And
play a game.
I'd also like to be strapped to the front of a truck playing guitar, but I don't know if that's cosmetic or what is that classified as? I don't know.
Oh, Mike, I know what you'd like. You've expressed this to me before. Getting those hooks put into your back for
Yes.
like sex play.
Sex
Or
play,
those-
and also I can make a living traveling around doing sort of freak show stuff.
Yeah.
I can hang my hat on my own back.
I don't know about these hugs. I've never heard about this.
Oh, I don't like it. Yeah, you see in these shows sometimes these people are like, "Hey, I take off my shirt. Oh, I got these hooks in my
in
back."
these shows.
These shows.
Oh, it's like alternative lifestyle, and you know, you
Hellraiser.
got a hook on your back. You know what I'm talking about? People,
No.
people, some
well,
people out there
you can
know.
get anything these days.
Hey, do what works for you, but it's not for
Yeah.
me.
No kink shaming.
Well, if I were to go to Turkey, I'd get so many things. I would fly to Turkey and get a nose job.
No.
I guess that's my main one.
Which I mean, yeah.
I don't want to not be able to recognize you.
Don't worry, I'm not going to go to Turkey. But that's what I would do. I don't hate my nose. Okay, my nose is okay. My nose is fine from the front, but from the side is different. But it's the shape of my nostrils that make my nose look like it's more
Roman.
hooked than it
and
is.
You're Italian. It's a Roman nose, is it not?
I want a nostril reduction. That's what I want. No, I'll do. I'll get some like
Jackie,
Play-Doh.
guys
That's
hate that. When girls get a nostril reduction, we're like, no, we like them big. You know,
mine
Yeah.
are
It hurts
too
your back.
long.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. But maybe what I'll do instead is I'll just get some like Play-Doh that's like flesh colored and put it up there and then just poke small holes with a toothpick.
Yeah. I think you should.
To look normal.
I just want to say one about Chris. I think if Chris showed up and he had been to Turkey and he got a hair implant, I would be sad.
Me too.
I would be
Yeah.
really sad.
I'd be mad.
You wouldn't be the same Chris.
No.
I don't mind being bald.
You'd lose your mojo.
The operation I would get is that one that turns you completely into a kid again, so I get to start over and do it right this time.
I would love that. What is it called?
Like Genie Wish.
I'm going to Turkey for
The
genie, the genie wish
I've been
procedure.
Gmailing with a genie in Turkey.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Turkey's got everything: genies, hair implants,
dental work.
But here's the thing, okay?
Erdogan.
If you could go
Is that
back,
his name?
if you could go back in time like that, become a kid again to start over, but you can't know or have learned anything. Like you don't remember being an adult, so you can't learn any lessons.
No. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Would you?
So here's what I want to know. Let's say you did get to keep all knowledge you have right now.
Okay.
Do you think you would be driven to sheer madness in a child's body, trying to live a child's
way.
life again?
No,
No.
I could be patient.
I would be patient and conniving and like I would.
Conniving.
Yes, I would like have a plan to become a billionaire.
Oh yes.
Like,
Yeah.
are we going back in time, or are we
Yeah.
starting? I would like have a really clear, detailed plan to never work and become a billionaire.
I don't know about going back in time, but even with the knowledge that you have now of the planet now, and then you restarted now in 2025, say you're 10 years old,
Okay.
I think you could still see the writing on the wall of how to become a billionaire, probably.
Yeah, maybe you get into great schools.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, maybe.
But you'd be referencing like 80s and 90s cartoons
I
and
already
music
reference
all the
old
time.
stuff. Yeah.
I would do like, you know, the movie Yesterday where the guy pretends he wrote all the Beatles songs. I'd do that, but with
Yeah.
the music of 21 Dragons. And then everyone would be like, wow, you wrote all these songs. That's amazing. And you become rich. And then you'd have a beautiful life.
What's 21 Dragons?
Or 21, what is that?
You're
the name of the
confusing
band?
Imagine Dragons?
Imagine Dragons who suck.
21 Pilots is what I'm
21
thinking.
Pilots. But
Let's
honestly,
take
fair.
two. If I could go back in time, let's Imagine Dragons.
That's a fair
You know what,
mix up.
Mike? If you're going back in time, you screwed up.
Well,
You're going to be
I
like,
would-
I'm going to be
I could
21
go back
Dragons.
again.
And everyone's like, huh? And then they kill you.
If I go back in time,
In
though,
the
I'd
pa-
correct
yeah.
it.
I think
Oh my
Imagine
God, you're going to
Dragons.
there's going to be a bunch of you running around. You're going to have to take care of the other mics.
Yeah.
Go back in time, kill baby Hitler, write
Yeah.
the music of 21 Dragons yourself.
Make them huge. They go back in time again.
Imagine Dragons and 21 Pilots still get popular, and Mike's like, I'm 21 Dragons.
I confuse 21 Jump Street with Imagine Dragons.
What is oh really? I think Imagine Dragons music is for little children.
It's
Yeah,
definitely the
my
worst
daughters
genre.
loved those songs years ago, and they're still young.
Right, right. Yes.
Yeah. Whatever that
Yes.
song was.
I was meow 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 meow. The thunder and
Oh,
the thunder and the thunder and the thunder. Isn't that it?
Is Benson Boone
How-
kind of
Oh
Oh
like
my
that
god,
too?
Benson
How-
what's
Boone
this
drives
song?
me insane.
How does that song go?
The
It's,
beautiful things that I've got.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. No, please. No. No.
and he's always doing backflips.
Yes,
I'm being
and the-
tortured.
and he's ripping off your look.
Yeah.
He's got a
Benson Boone?
mustache.
There's
No,
no
I'm
song
gonna
that
shave
he
it off.
has that warrants doing a backflip.
No,
He doesn't need to be doing
It's
all that.
called performing. It's called performing for the audience.
But he doesn't play music that is backflip.
I see what you
worthy.
mean.
This guy's ripping off your look.
well, yes, yes, he is.
There's this singer named Donnie Bennett. Have you heard of him? He's bald.
Yeah, I think
And
I
he
am
has a
Tony
mustache.
Bennett's nephew.
Oh,
For
it's the
about-
guy.
7 years, people have been sliding into my DMs being like, I didn't know you were a singer. Ha ha ha. But here's the thing. I think I'm better looking than this
You
man.
are. I know exactly what you're talking about because you
Dude.
'Cause I've
sent me
sent it to you
him
and
a
probably
million
complained.
times. And you're like, do I look like this guy? And I'm like, I'm telling you, you don't look like this guy.
But Jackie, you're also my go-to for many ego boosters when
You-
I'm feeling
you
low.
have-
So thank you.
You have much, and I'm not throwing this Donnie guy under the bus, but you have much nicer bone structure than this man.
Thanks.
and boner structure. It's huge.
It's an
It's
obelisk.
fucking huge and it won't go away.
Yeah,
The slightest breeze.
yeah. So
Donnie Bennett, if you're listening, you heard it here first. I have better bone structure than you. Write a sad song about it.
well, shall we move to the next part? I'm just jumping in.
Don't edit that out.
Before we get to this week's topic, I just really need to mention that we have a Patreon account that you can find at patreon.com/evilmen. Please sign up. You get bonus episodes every month, 2 of them. We're going to do one with Jackie. You get to talk to us on the Discord, and you support us, which we need and really appreciate. So please check it out, patreon.com/evilmen.
Hi, I'm Chris. When I was growing up, I wasn't supported by my parents that much. I mean, I was. They bought me pizza pops and took me snowboarding a couple times. But I mean in regards to my comedy career. So to all those listeners out there that really get a kick out of Evil Men, your support means a lot to me now in my 40s.
That is so beautiful. And you know what? If you love Evil Men, tell your friends about it. And they'll think you're cool and it's cool to recommend a podcast
Yeah.
to your friends.
Drive to your friends who live in a different state or province in the dead of night. Put on a balaclava,
Yeah.
knock on their bedroom window, smash the bedroom window, jump in, and when they point a gun at you and say, "Who are you? What do you want?" you say, "I got to tell you about this great podcast."
Yeah.
Mike is right.
Read the book In Cold Blood and then do what those guys did, but also mention our podcast while you do it. Also, if you're a teen in high school right now, take a moment to write Evil Men Podcast on your pencil case.
Yeah, or your desk, so the next kids that come in for the next class see it and wonder what it is.
That's right. And don't bring a gun to school.
if you're a
Would
school
you
shooter,
stop doing that?
Yeah.
school shooters, don't listen to our podcast. We don't want you.
We don't want your support.
Mike,
Yes.
should we be turning away? You're right. You're right.
Potential topics?
Yeah.
Well, of course, yes.
Well, guys, great ad we did there for ourselves, and
Yeah.
I think we all did well. on
And
that
by
one.
the way,
Congrats.
the intro ended with such a nice comment from Jackie, but I've been looking around, and the three of you really have wonderful bone structure as well.
Stop.
Chris, you
no,
don't, you
Jackie,
you're
your
just
bone
saying
structure
that
is
because she just said it to
killer.
you.
Yeah, but I never think about stuff like that. So now I'm looking at bone structure all over. Everybody in
think
this
I
room
have
has
bone
great
structure.
bone structure.
Everyone
except for
has bone
Jackie
structure
does.
because you've got bones. But know what I do? I do.
Everybody in this room has great bone structure except for Michael from Sonar.
Aw, Michael's gorgeous. Also, I do face yoga I work the muscles out on my face. I do face yoga.
Oh my god!
How do you do that?
I don't want to show you guys because it's so ugly looking. But like, you gotta like isolate your muscles and do things like
Whoa, that is impressive.
and like so that you like pump up the muscles in your cheeks so that your cheeks are bigger and it keeps your face like lifted.
can you do?
Or
anything
I do this a lot. Like, can you see my ears wiggling?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to strengthen that muscle in the back of my scalp so that it keeps like my neck.
Look, I'm doing it too.
Yeah, and I do this one too. Like to like strengthen this
I was
muscle.
gonna say because
Oh.
can anything get rid of a double chin?
Well, you can get lipo, but you can
This guy, I
also,
don't have a double chin right now.
or you can mew, which is like you suction your tongue to the roof of your mouth, so it's like
Who? Mike can?
anyone can,
Mike
so that
can,
you
yeah.
lift that
Mike,
up.
do it.
I don't know what you're doing. What?
Like okay, like
Not that
put your
you have a
tongue onto
double
your
chin,
hard
Mike.
palate of your mouth, and like make a suction it. Like yeah, but keep it up. Keep it up. Don't like do the click. Just leave it there. Because actually, an ENT would tell you, our tongues are always supposed to be resting on the roof of our mouth. We're not supposed to have our tongue going like, ugh. Like, we're
Really?
supposed to always have it for good, like, esophageal health.
I always take bad. Or I feel like I do take bad photos.
Oh, are you joking me? Some of the photos that
too.
came out of Winnipeg of me this weekend made me want to die.
it can really
No.
ruin your day. I mean, I'm not too.
Don't.
I don't care that much, but once in a while you feel like you're looking good and you see a photo and you go, Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Christ.
like people taking pictures of you on stage from underneath your neck, and I'm like, surely I don't have that much of a double chin. I'm almost certain I don't have that in real life.
No, I hate. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Jackie, this is a deep cut, but did you stay in Russ's room until the break
Yes,
of dawn?
of course I stayed in Russ's
I
room
got
until
some
the
good
break of
photos
dawn.
from when I did
Shout
that.
out Winnipeg.
Oh my
of
god.
people looking wrecked.
Wrecked in Russ's room. Actually, this one really funny, very funny comic who I love from Vancouver named Mark Thompson. I've known him a bit, but I made much better friends with him there. He was in Russ's room, and it's his first year at Winnipeg, and we were just like wasted in that room. And he's looking around. He's like, "So what is this called again? Like Ruff's room?" Ruff's room. And I'm like, "It is rough."
That's
And you
awesome.
can't leave here without getting roughed up.
Yeah.
I was in Russ's room every night.
I did a debaters in the afternoon after one of those nights, and I was like, on the radio, I said, "Fuck,
I did a debaters after a Russ's room too.
it's hard."
It's hard.
Okay.
Okay.
The sign up for the Patreon. You heard a sample of what the bonus stuff is like.
Yes, and we're gonna do one with Jackie after this. Jackie, you chose the topic this week, and you did the research yourself.
Yes, I love doing that.
Unbelievable guestmanship. Who did you choose?
I chose a very sinister figure indeed. What you're about to hear is a very sordid tale. It's a tale of superstition, of death and desperation, and culinary innovation as well, don't forget. This is the story of Leonarda Cianciulli, also known as the soap maker of Correggio in Italy.
When you said the recipe, the cooking thing, you got my mouth watering. But when I heard the word soap, it stopped watering.
You know what I started thinking? You're not fully clean unless you're
Zestfully clean.
soap.
I wouldn't have remembered that
You don't remember
jingle.
that? Oh,
I know zest, but I don't know that jingle.
Yeah, you missed out on a great
it's
jingle.
actually very seems psychologically unhealthy to say you're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. Like
Yeah.
someone's scrubbing themselves.
Yeah.
Zest probably started OCD.
Yeah. Anyway,
Rubbing themselves raw with zest.
So we were an Italian lady.
An Italian lady, Leonardo Cianciulli, and she was born on April 14th, 1894.
Okay.
A 90s scale. And okay, now this is not funny at all, but things were like very rocky. Her life was so riddled with just disaster. And it's right from conception because baby Leonarda was unfortunately the product of R. Do you understand?
Yes.
I thought of the wrong one at first.
She was the product of
What?
our turd.
No, well,
We're not
no.
gonna go there. I see. That sucks.
It's terrible. Her mother was Ard.
You know what? That's what happened to Freddy Krueger's mom too.
Is that true?
Yeah,
By
like
100
100
maniacs?
maniacs or something.
And Freddy
Good.
Krueger was also from Italy.
I don't know how he
Yeah.
talks.
But that is
Yeah.
hard to hear.
And when he does
so-
that classic Italian thing, it goes shrink, shrink.
Yeah,
Wait, he has the live hands, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
So that's the sad thing is that and so that she was the
That is sad.
conceived through assault, and if that's not bad enough,
Jeez.
when it was discovered that her mom was pregnant, she was forced to marry the man who did that to her.
What?
Bad vibes all around.
Things were freaking different back then. It's terrible, but now everything is good.
Yeah, everything's perfect now.
Yeah.
It's just back then in this time and place that everything was bad.
You know what I
hear-
like about
yeah.
history? It's behind us, and we're not in history anymore. We're at the end of
Huh,
history.
that's a load off.
Phew. We made it to here.
So her dad was obviously a son of a bitch prick.
Yeah, no
Yep.
shit.
But
Piece of
also,
shit.
yeah, but also her mom really resented her too because of that. So her mom was so not warm to her at all. Her
How
youth
can
was
you take it out on the kid?
well. That's just the thing that exactly. So an unhappy youth, riddled with multiple suicide attempts, which is very sad. Her father died. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Yeah, who gives a
Yes.
shit? Fuck off.
Although it may have been, he may have been providing for them financially, which would have been stressful.
We'll
But
come
he
back.
died young.
Baby, come back.
I know this is bad vibes, guys, but don't worry.
No,
it
no,
really
it's-
it
it's
becomes.
No,
a
I feel
feel-good
bad for
story.
trying to make it funny, and it's actually extremely heinous.
It's heinous already. And her mom, but then her mom remarried and had more children. And here's the thing. Oh, did she ever love those children? She loved
More
them.
so than Conchita?
Yes, more so than Leonarda.
Okay.
And that really stung. She loved those kids like crazy, but she still treated Leonardo with like very cold resentment. So that's not good. And during those years, okay, this is the thing about Leonarda. She was a real fortune teller enthusiast.
Ooh.
Like, you know how like for example, I love to go thrifting and I'll like shop till I drop. She
Yeah.
couldn't get enough fortune tellers.
She must have loved that movie Big
Yeah.
with Tom Hanks.
I have a confession.
What?
Y'all never seen that?
Y'all, I never seen Big.
I ain't never seen Big.
I never seen Hide Nor Hair that movie
Jackie,
Big.
I declare,
I never seen Big.
This weekend, you got to get yourself a big bottle of wine, a big box of popcorn, and watch Big, and take notes.
I will.
It's
I
a
promise.
Tom Hanks
Yeah.
masterpiece.
I will. I promise I will. I know that there's a piano and one of those pianos.
Yeah,
in
that's
it.
really all I remember about it is when he
Yeah.
steps on the piano
Yeah.
keys.
Yeah.
And I
Dun,
thought,
dun,
I want
yeah.
that.
Oh, I wanted
What the
one
hell
so
would you
bad.
do with that? Really? But
Kid, I knew
No,
some
it's
kids
so
that had
stupid.
that. I
You
knew some-
did?
Yes. It wasn't that crazy like of a toy.
in Big, did Tom Hanks as a boy in a man's body have sex with an adult woman?
Yeah,
What?
for a long time. It's like 20 minutes.
You are kidding me. That's not. That did not happen. That didn't.
But he has a romance, doesn't he?
No, he has a sleepover with the girl who finds his childlikeness adorable. But he ends up like jumping on the bed and then
Yeah.
passing out on the top bunk while she sleeps on the
Oh,
bottom
and all
wait.
you see,
Oh.
there's just all you see sexually is there's a close up for like 30 seconds on his anus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This reminds me of one time
And
I
then
like.
it pulls back and it shows that she's only 5 inches away staring into it. And she's like, "You're big."
Wait a minute. Are you a boy in a man's body? I've been staring at your asshole for 20 minutes.
Are you a boy in a
I'm
man's
starting to
body?
figure
There's
this
Legos in here. And he starts farting out Legos onto her.
Looking back, I
And
think
she
that
builds something out of it. She builds like a Lego garden.
I went on a date
so
with a
sorry.
guy that was a kid in a man's body. Looking back, because he was like, "We have to watch." He's like, "We have to watch Happy Feet." Have you ever seen Happy Feet? I'm like, No, and I don't really love cartoons
Wait,
anyway.
do we know who this guy is?
No, this was years ago in Montreal. But he made me watch Happy Feet. Like we rented it and he was so freaking delighted by it, and it was like multiple times he'd seen it. And I'm
Jackie,
looking back now. I
are
think
you
he
watching
was.
Happy Feet? Don't go to sleep. Watch Happy Feet.
He was like, I think he was like clapping along.
Was it early in dating?
I barely knew him.
That's maybe a thing you like. That feels a bit bold for an early date. Like
Did you
watch-
look into his
watch
eyes closely to see if any thought process
Not
was
enough.
happening?
Not enough. Okay, truthfully, we just like hooked up, and then it was
Yeah.
the next day.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ew, I never saw him
Oh,
again.
you woke up and he was like, "Have you seen Happy Feet?"
Or like, yeah, we like went for a walk, and he's like, "Oh, we should
and then he
rent a
pulled you a
movie."
bowl of Lucky Charms.
that would give you the ick.
So
Big
I
time egg.
obviously am a dad with kids, and so I've revisited and watched brand new kids movies the last like 9 years.
Yeah.
And even me and my kids, I think, agreed individually while we were watching it that Happy Feet fucking sucks.
Oh, I remember it sucking a lot.
Sucks. It's dumb. The story's shit.
It was
it's annoying.
It was like a rip off
So
of
he
something
li-
else.
Yeah, he's dumb.
Yeah,
He's not just childlike. He's slow.
he was
say
so
slow?
dumb.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was remedial.
Yeah.
You know what we should talk about in the bonus, Jackie? Saving this for later. Things that things that cause the ick.
Yes, I
things
love talking
on a
about
date
ick.
that cause the ick.
Yes, I love talking about the egg.
Okay.
Yeah.
We talk about that on air a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do. We love talking about the ick.
We'll get
That's
into
good.
dating topics.
Okay, so then what happened? So the mom has new children. She loves these new children and still treats Leonarda with resentment because of the whole history there. So yeah, Leonarda loved seeing fortune tellers, and one told her, she said, "Leonarda, I see that you are going to marry and have many children. Look under your seats." And Leonarda was like, "Yes, yes, yes." But then she said, "Wait, I got bad news. All the children are going to die young."
Oh no.
Yeah, very goth.
That sucks.
So she was told that by the fortune
Fortune teller said this to her?
Yes. So at 23 years old, Leonardo's mother arranged for her to be married to this really rich guy, this older, super rich, like fancy dude in the village, which would not only benefit her daughter, but it would elevate the social status and like financial security of her whole brood, of everyone in the family. But Leonarda refused, was stubborn, and she married for love instead. She refused to marry this guy. So in 1917, she married Raphael Pansardi, a city clerk who was old, also old as hell. But wait, don't worry, he was also dirt poor as well.
Woo. Keep talking.
And I hate to say this, but I also think, because I just pictured it when you described him, I think he also had like one of those old man saggy baggy elephant butts.
For sure.
Oh, like a baboon?
Well, but it's like saggy, like the
Right.
skin is
Baggy.
drooping.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's got wrinkles in it. And
Like no fat, just skin,
Yeah.
saggy baggy elephant.
yeah, like when you wear tighty whiteys that are too big. And
Yeah,
they-
and
they
you'll be
hang
wearing
down.
them for
That's
too
such
long.
a bad look.
Yeah, it's such
And
a bad look. But
and
now
the
picture
part
that's just the ass.
Underneath gets stretched and hangs
Yes.
too low.
Yeah.
That's a brutal
So the
look.
leg holes
And
are
then you
too
sit in your couch
big.
and just your tighty whiteys, and everyone can see your balls.
I haven't worn tighty whities since childhood, and I never would.
No.
Well, you be a man anyway. You're mental. Why would you wear tighty
Yeah,
whities?
and white. Do you think
Oh,
that
dear
we know
God.
anyone that wears them secretly?
Just the guy who made you watch Happy Feet. Yeah, because it's
remember.
like, I mean, yeah, white underwear, duh.
So you can see everything.
yeah,
White.
Yeah.
So you,
Did you know that remember little golden books, like the storybooks? Little
Yeah,
golden
they
books?
rule.
One of my favorite ones was called the Saggy Baggy Elephant.
that's why I brought it up.
Really?
You think I don't know that?
I love him. And did you also
Yeah.
have, and I have these at my house too to this day, the tawny scrawny lion?
Yeah, he was hungry.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about body shaming.
Yes.
So they married. She married old Raphael Pansardi, saggy, baggy, poor old Raphael. And the mom was so mad that she would like betray her and be stubborn and not marry the rich guy that she cursed her daughter and the husband. She put a curse on them for life.
I don't think that's good.
Can't be good. Not an ideal wedding gift.
Damn.
God.
So they're cursed by her own mother.
Yeah, cursed by your mother. How dare you have not married the guy I set you up with? We could be rich right now.
You married the wrong old man.
Yes, yes. And so for the first year, the first few years of their marriage was really tumultuous. They moved a lot. They lost their home in an earthquake. Like the curse was seeming real.
My God.
But during this period, Leonardo's mother died. But according to Leonarda, her mother was still visiting her at night in her dreams, still being a bitch to her in her dreams, cursing her, etc. Like,
No, a bitch ghost.
yes,
Oh God.
yeah. And then in 1930, the couple finally settled down in the northern Italian village of Correggio, where Leonarda opened a small shop there that sold like herbal remedies and like baked goods, homemade soaps, perfumes. It was kind of like an anthropology, maybe.
Kind of a hipster.
Yes, extremely somewhere that you would see pop up on Ossington for sure. And she became like kind of an it girl. And finally, things started going a little bit her way.
That's
her
awesome.
shop was really popular, and she became kind of an influencing like it girl in this village.
And sorry,
Nice.
is her husband way older than her?
I'm not sure how much older, but he was just this kind of like, he's just kind of a dud.
But he had like gray hairs coming out of his butt.
Yeah, and like you could see his gray pubes or his tidy whities.
Yeah.
And tidy whities were too big.
Okay.
And his brown wool pants were rubbed old and
Yeah,
thin.
this is all on the Wikipedia.
If he's kind of a dud, I wonder why she didn't just marry the rich dud.
I think she probably. This is all theory, but she must have resented her. She hated her mom.
So she zagged.
Exactly. Exactly.
Her
This is my
mother said
theory.
Mary Zig. She zagged.
Yeah. Yes.
That makes
and maybe
sense.
she did love this city clerk, this poor old city clerk. I don't know. Maybe love is love.
He was a good kisser.
Yeah. Mwah. You're not cursed. Don't listen to her.
Yeah. Don't listen to her, baby. I'm a blessing, not a curse.
We don't need
Yeah.
her. All we need is each other.
That ass ain't a curse.
Oh, now bring it over here.
Bring it over here. And also, do you like my ass?
And just as a fortune told, though, okay, this whole time, throughout this whole story, I'm about to tell you, she keeps getting pregnant and keeps losing the freaking babies.
Like the frickin' fortune tea told her.
Exactly. It's quite spooky. Like she kept getting pregnant throughout her life. She got pregnant a total of 17 times with
Holy
Raphael.
shit.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, and 13 of those babies did not survive. Either it was miscarriage, like in utero, or like SIDS as we know it today. 13 didn't survive. She only ended up with 4 of these children throughout her whole life.
So don't you
Nuts.
think this is a crazy coincidence that I told a joke earlier about stepping on a baby?
Chris, that's true.
I mean, 17
Yeah.
pregnancies. A lot of people don't even have sex 17 times with their wife. Wow.
17 times with the same woman is insane.
I know. How did he have the stamina? You wouldn't peg Raphael for having that kind of libido.
And she
Yeah.
wouldn't peg Raphael by the sounds of it.
He refused to take off the tighty whitey.
Yeah.
Clearly not
too
using
old
the
down there.
pull-out method.
What?
Clearly not using the pull-out method.
Not at
No.
all.
No.
Holy moly.
He was coming inside her
Good.
Well, yeah, that's what I
like an animal.
Right.
Or
Like
like a guy that's, or like you when you're hoping to have a baby.
Yeah, right.
So
Chris can, and just everyone knows Chris can't come inside anybody because, you had the snip.
I can.
yeah, but you still
nothing happens.
Yeah, like stuff still comes
Yeah.
out.
I started saying that like joking and doing our thing, and as I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm being too personal talking about Chris's vasectomy. But
I have a
I'm
comedy
sorry.
special on Crave where I do a huge vasectomy bit.
Yeah.
And I show the scar on my balls at the end.
No, you don't. They would never.
Yeah,
Bell
and the
Media.
credits roll on my scrotum.
I'd love to see your scar. I'll say it.
But isn't it only
even
like
find it
No,
anymore.
you couldn't find it.
You
It's like
know
a
what
millimeter.
a scrotum does? How it,
Oh,
It-
yeah.
it's
It's like
gone.
a weathered old map.
it's
Yeah,
gone.
it's like
yeah,
a pirate's treasure map.
Yeah.
Yeah, the X is gone.
Wow.
You're gonna have to dig anywhere you please.
Yucky.
You ever think you get the snip, Mike?
Oh, sure. Why not? Maybe next year.
Really?
No.
I would be really
It doesn't
appreciative.
change you. I've become more masculine.
There you go.
So they don't actually, they don't cut the balls off. They just
Just cut the
No.
penis
snip.
off.
Yeah.
They
They
just
just-
put them in their mouth. and curse them.
They solder the Vas Devrins clothes. Yes?
Oh my
Yeah, I
God,
guess.
really?
Something like that.
Don't they rewire it so that when you ejaculate, it comes out your butt?
That would be brutal.
Ew.
Yeah, don't worry, honey. A vasectomy comes out the back.
Yeah.
Oh my
That
God.
is so
I'm
yucky.
And it shoots into the air like a whale, like a whale spout. the doctor's like, we rewire your plumbing. That's about it.
Oh my
Just makes it shoot
God.
out the back. No, but I didn't even know how it worked. I just walked into the hospital and said, my wife is making me do this.
Well, you know what's crazy? I heard from a girl who called into the radio show this week. Actually, we're talking about vasectomies, and she said that her husband's reversed itself. It's possible, and they had a
Yeah.
surprise baby because it over a few years it
moly.
didn't take.
Wow.
You know what? I saw there's a brand new Disney Pixar film about a vasectomy reversing itself and going on a great big mission. It's really good. I recommend it. The what's his name?
Josh Gad plays the Vas Devrins.
Cliffy from Cheers does the voice of the scrotum.
Nice.
Hey, how am I going?
Hey, Nom.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, ball
Yeah.
sack. I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah.
ball sack. I'm a ball
Almost.
sack from Boston.
Yeah.
Wasn't it always weird in Cheers where there would just be like the most random extras that were suddenly
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
around at the bar?
Hey, Woody,
Yeah.
that's like you said the other day, right? You know,
and you're like,
some
who the
extra-
fuck was
Like,
that?
Get out of here.
But even Woody looks at him and goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
You don't have any lines in this scene. Security.
Well, so this is a very difficult period for Leonarda. She's losing babies nonstop, which is so sad. So she's seeking answers. What do you think she does? Where do you think she seeks answers?
Turns to Jesus Christ.
Close.
Soothsayers.
Exactly, a palm reader to be more specific.
my God.
And she got more bad news. This palm reader looks at her palms and she says, "In one palm I see prison, in the other an asylum." What?
Yo, what?
And then she said that that Leonardo would also see the rest of her remaining children die. Outlook not so good, fellas.
It'd be funny if the palm reader goes, "In one palm I see prison, the other palm I see an asylum. Don't worry, the other palm I see a prison again. Oh, I looked at the other palm again."
Forgets that there's just two.
Yeah.
And in the other palm, I see, great life working as a soothsayer. Oh, I'm looking at my own hand.
So time marches on.
My
Leonardo's
palm says I'm gonna meet somebody who kills me right now. Oh, I ruined it.
Not
James's
yet.
joke was the best.
well, that's what I thought it was a great. I thought it was a great button.
Oh, thanks. I've
Hey,
been
man,
quiet this episode. I'm picking my moments. you know.
I make great buttons sometimes myself, but most of the time I clonk them.
Guys, these studio lights. I have to take off my
Quite
lobster
warm here
sweater.
at our studio.
I'm wearing a
Sleepless
giant
Studios.
shirt too, and I feel a bit hot.
Does
to be
anyone
honest.
mind if I crack my rosé?
Grab the
do.
fucker.
I wish we all
Edit
I
out
should
my
have brought something.
clonker. James had the good button.
No.
Clonk.
No.
Clonk.
No, it's
Yeah.
non-alcoholic. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No.
non-alcoholic because it's just no alcohol in it.
Sugar juice. Delicious.
Well, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere where they drink non-alcoholic rosé.
So Donatello must be feeling sad too because all of his potential children are dying all
You
the
mean
time.
Raphael?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michelangelo.
Or
I didn't even think
Michelangelo?
about it. It's Leonarda and Raphael.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. It
Hell.
is so good.
Did Shredder come and drop off food when they lost another baby? Like, I'm so sorry. So sorry to hear.
and like,
made
who's
him
that guy
lasagna.
that's like a big guy, but like there's like a brain in his belly?
Oh, Krang.
Crying.
There's nothing as sad as losing a child.
Mike, you have really good Ninja Turtle knowledge.
Oh no.
Oh, Jackie's
Yeah, by
research.
the way, it does come out often on this show that Mike has the most Ninja Turtle knowledge, probably.
Yeah. Mike
surprises
also-
me.
Mike with, He-Man we've learned, and Ninja Turtles.
I was a
Mike's good.
TMNTer.
Yeah.
Loved them.
There was so much Ninja Turtles in my
great.
house growing up, but Michael, I wouldn't peg you as a
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Turtle head.
I love the damn guys.
Oh my goodness, that's so cute.
Yeah.
So Leonarda and Raphael going through it. Time's marching on.
Yeah.
She's running her shop. She's also writing a lot of poetry and studying the occult.
Okay.
She's trying to fight this curse that her mother put on her. So she's like really cracking a lot of books, reading about like dork-sided magic and the occult, honey.
Oh my God. You sound just like an Italian woman in a village.
So she's on her grind in that way. And then,
Yeah.
so she becomes quite well versed in the occult. And then she's like, you know what? I've been to so many fortune tellers. I kind of know how this goes. I'm going to start telling fortunes in my shop. So
It's like the secret. It's like the method of like, here's how you have a great life. Become a life coach.
yes,
And then everyone
exactly.
just becomes if your life is in the toilet, it's like, no, become a life coach.
Or
Your life depends on what energy you put out there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Manifest.
Yes. Or it's when like sometimes you'll see like someone that's always at comedy bar and like always going to comedy shows and suddenly they're doing open mics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit.
And then they do it for 10 years and
Yeah.
they suck.
Exactly.
No offense.
So she starts telling fortunes after being so well versed in fortune telling. And she learned though, here's the trick, that she's a disruptor in the field because she figured out that by telling her clients good things about her future rather than the bad news she was constantly getting, they come back because they want to hear more good news.
You're going to have
Positive.
17 babies.
And they're all gonna live so hard.
Yeah.
That is kind of funny, like business strategy for fortune telling.
Yes.
Like, yeah, tell them good things,
Tell them
and
good
they're
things
happy to.
and make them have hope and say and tell them that you'll have more information next time. Like, yeah, that was like the key to success.
There's populist pandering fortune tellers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it kept them coming back, and she started making a lot of money.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally.
But it's around this time that she also loses the last of those like 13 babies that
Oh, 13. Sorry.
sadly passed away.
Damn.
Man.
And so then she really starts losing it. So she goes to see another fortune teller again who tells her if she gives her soul to the devil, her next child will live.
That's a perfect bargain.
Yes, finally news that she can use.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Would you not?
I don't know.
What are you doing with your soul anyway that's so good that you can't just unload it onto the devil?
Yeah.
Well, that's how Bart thought.
And then what happened?
Well, you don't remember?
Yeah, what happened though?
I don't know.
It
I
was
think
kind
he
of a
wanted it
bummer
back.
It
episode.
was a
Yeah.
Treehouse of Horrors.
Yeah, and
No,
wasn't
it
it?
wasn't. He gives it to Millhouse, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hated that.
And then he
I
begs for
remember.
it back, but then Millhouse sells it to the comic book store guy. Or something.
Yes,
yeah.
and isn't Bart kind of like walking around just sort of like dejected, and he doesn't have any of his like pizzazz?
Yeah.
I do remember that, and Millhouse is like you can see Bart's soul with him like a ghost light. I'm sure that was a Treehouse of Horrors.
No. Bart.
Who's that?
Homer Simpson.
So if she gives her soul to the devil, her next child would live, and she's like,
Oh crap.
I like the sound of that.
Perfect.
This is also when her husband Raphael. This is the only thing we really know about him. He started really boozing a lot.
No.
And being that she's this like boss babe with a successful business, she's like, bye, bitch. And she kicks him to the curb. And
for her.
literally,
Yeah.
we never hear a single other thing about him. There's no record of him, no travel records, documents. We don't know.
He probably drank himself to death.
He just went back into the sewer to be with his brothers.
Yeah.
and eat gooey pizza. Ninja Turtles pizza always looked so
Yes.
good.
I want it.
Oh, it's so freaking gooey.
Raphael.
There's Ninja Turtle pizza here in this town. Like, there's some slices you can get around here that are Ninja Turtle.
Tell us.
Like Fresca on College.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so thin and gooey, and like it kind of like hangs down. Like it's so Ninja
There's
Turtle.
a place in my neighborhood called Buratino's. I highly recommend it. It's got a classic pepperoni
Yeah?
cheese pizza style.
Oh, guys, I'm getting really hungry talking about this. Me too. But soon enough, we won't be hungry. So she kicks Raphael's ass to the curb. And a little while later, her oldest surviving son. So now she's got these like 4 kids. I don't know how that worked. Maybe she had. I don't know how she
What
kept
the
getting pregnant.
fuck?
But maybe the 4 kids survived. Then she kicked Raphael to the curb. I don't know. But anyway, her oldest son and favorite son, Giuseppe. He
Right.
decides to join the freaking army and fight in World War II.
No,
She's like, please
Giuseppe,
don't.
stay.
Yes. Giuseppe, come back.
Giuseppe, come back.
And she's like, oh, great. Because I'm like, fighting
Yeah.
for this to keep these children alive. Having given her soul over to the devil and like boned up on all things occult, she decides that in order to protect her son from the madness and destruction of war, she has to make the ultimate sacrifice, a life for a life. And she told no one about this plan, but that's what she's got into her head.
But
she has
she
to make
is
a human
rich
sacrifice.
in this village still.
She's comfortable, but she thinks like in order, to save her son, she has to like give the darkness a life in order for his life to be spared in the war. Cuckoo!
Right.
Yeah. Is she talking to the devil often at this point?
Probably gabbing, yes.
I'm so curious.
And so because she had so many people coming into her shop, browsing around, getting their fortunes told, she didn't even have to lift a freaking finger to find a human sacrifice. And this is when the madness really began. So her first victim, Faustina Setti, 73 years old, this like lifelong spinster. This woman took all of her life savings in to see Leonardo and get her fortune told. She's looking for a boyfriend. At 73 years old, she's looking for a boyfriend.
Okay.
She never had success, single her whole life. So she sought Leonardo's counsel and like her fortune-telling mystical occult abilities to land a man. This is actually really triggering for me because I'm like really scared that I'm going to be 73 years old and taking all of my lira into a fortune. And Leonarda was like, oh my God, like this is the perfect victim. Like nobody even like this woman has no friends or family. She's like licking her chops, perfect human sacrifice. So in exchange for this poor Faustina's life savings, which was like, honestly, like so little, like it was like nothing. But she told Faustina that the perfect man for her lives in Pola, which back then was a province that was quite far away. And I think it's like then became Yugoslavia, far away. And she told her, she said, Faustina, you can't tell anyone about this or else the love spell will be broken. Don't tell a soul. But what you got to do is write a bunch of letters to like whoever you know, like what family and friends you do have. Write them some letters telling them that you've moved to Pola and mail them like when you get there or whatever. But whatever you do, come back to see me before you go to Pola to meet the love of your life, who I like have cast a spell on and he's going to love you. And so she comes, she's all packed. Little old 73-year-old Faustina is all packed to go to Pola to meet the love of her life.
Then was like 103 now.
Exactly, James. I was thinking the same thing. Like that woman must have been stooped. And so she comes to visit Faustina. Faustina murders her with a freaking axe.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
the
Leonarda
word.
murders her.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
wasn't
she's
Faustina.
like, oh, I'm gonna give you money. You're gonna send me to find love. Ow!
Yes.
Oh no!
Over and
Yeah.
over.
That's actually psychotic.
What the hell?
And Leonarda, fuck you. This poor woman.
I
She's
know.
never had love in her goddamn life, and you're killing her.
Yeah.
And this is to protect her son from World War II.
And which she
Yes.
was fighting for the fucking Axis powers anyway.
Exactly.
It's bad all around.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, there's a lot of detailed statements from Leonarda later on. May I read you the statement she made about this murder?
Nice.
I cut the body into 9 parts and gathered the blood in a basin. I threw the pieces into a pot, added 7 kilos of caustic soda, which I already had on hand because I make soap. I think it's basically like lye. I stirred the mixture until the pieces dissolved in a thick, dark mush, and then I poured that into several buckets and I emptied it into a nearby septic tank. As for the blood in the basin, I waited until it coagulated, dried it in the oven, ground it, and mixed it with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, and eggs, as well as a bit of margarine.
No.
Yep.
Why do I feel like I'm reading one of those recipe websites?
Yeah, she had a cooking blog, and it always started out with, "Don't you love when the weather starts to get better and you start spending more time outside?"
Like and subscribe.
Scroll to recipe.
Yeah, it takes me forever to find the recipe on this shit.
So she kneaded all of those ingredients together, and then she said, I made a lot of crunchy tea cakes, and I served them to all the ladies who came to visit me.
No.
Although Giuseppe and I also ate the cakes.
This is like a
When
Tales from the
fuck was
Crypt
Giuseppe?
episode.
Giuseppe came back?
Giuseppe came back. I don't know. I think he was visiting or he hadn't left yet or something.
What
Like
in the hell?
she, that every Tales from the Crypt episode is like this,
Yeah.
where it's like someone cooks people and they eat them, and it's like
And
that's
then
the
they
twist
go, "This
every
is
time.
delicious."
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Mama, how come this cake tastes like an old lady?
Yeah.
that's crazy. So she's eating this woman.
Happily and serving
Why?
it to
Why did
everyone
she
in the
have to do
town,
that?
like basically selling it, like serving them at her shop. I know, like it's one thing is a human sacrifice.
I'm never eating old lady cake ever again.
I would steer clear.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Damn.
why did she feel like she has to go this extra step? Like it's so psychotic.
So
like
she's
is the woman
deranged?
not already dead?
This cake just told me it's looking for true love.
Kiss me.
Are you him?
This cake says I haven't been visiting often enough.
This cake just coughed.
But I do believe that they would have tasted. I don't know. I mean, I believe in her cooking and baking. Like she's a real kind of trad wife, sort of.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Leonarda
Yep.
was the real deal.
Yeah. Cianciulli. Victim 2 came along a little bit later. So being like I said that Leonarda is this sort of popular.
Did she introduce
influencer.
herself as that? Hi,
I
I'm
victim
two.
two. This woman, much younger, Francesca Soavi, came to her in September of 1940, and what she was seeking counsel on was help finding a job. And so another hefty fee, like a lot of her savings, she took them from her, and Leonarda claimed to have found her an amazing job at a girls' school in like kind of a neighboring town. Same MO. Write postcards and letters to your friends. This time, mail them before you even leave, because she's trying to like make it seem like these people are still alive. To the few people that know them, work smarter,
about
not
another
harder.
guy like this from back in like ancient times. Remember the guy that would bring travelers into his house, and then he would write letters to their families.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like, it was a
way
long time
back.
ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's ancient. It's like
so it was on
from-
like papyrus paper,
yeah,
or
definitely.
it's carved into stone.
And it was papyrus. No, I don't.
Papyrus?
Carve it into papyrus. He was a scroll. No, he'd probably carve it into stone and then throw the stone at the
Through
other
their
person's
window?
house. Yeah. I'm fine.
And so she told Francesca again, come visit me before you leave. This is when she drugged her with laced wine. I think she probably had to drug her because she was more strong than the other little old lady. She drugged her with some like laced wine, chopped her up again, baked some more crunchy cakes and sweeties.
Good God.
But this time, Francesca's family was like suspicious. They didn't think that she would ever do this and leave without telling anyone.
They're
but
like,
she was
your
desperate.
friend just went into the kitchen and then cakes came out?
Really quickly, you just heard a ding.
Yeah. What
so
guest?
the family came and they were suspicious. But, like Leonarda, I guess she had like the gift of gab and was like, oh, I don't know. I sent her off. She's going to have a great life. And guess what she served them when they came? Cakes and cookies of people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't believe it.
And she also loved gorging on these cakes too. Like Leonarda herself
It's
was
weird she ate
cannibal.
them.
Yeah, she loved it.
Sorry,
She's sick.
sorry if I missed this detail. Has she committed to give her soul to the devil at this point?
Yeah. This is why that
So
pact with the
is
devil.
that why she's just embracing
Yeah.
this disgusting behavior?
I think
Embrace
she's
the
really like
taste.
rolling in it. You're right. She's kind of like
She's like almost a Satan, an embodiment of Satan himself.
Yes, maybe she
Or
thinks the
herself.
sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
is more meaningful if she like goes to these lengths,
Hmm.
and maybe it's like more protection for her son. I can't claim to know what goes through this girl's head,
Yeah.
but it's really crazy. Any questions so far before I move on to victim number 3?
How many calories in each cake?
Oh, that's so okay. You know what though? A lot of protein. So
Yeah.
you're hitting your protein
Yes.
goals.
Old ladies, young ladies,
Oh,
full of
God.
protein.
Keto.
They are keto, yes. Made with almond flour.
Whoa, you look great. Thanks. I've been eating old lady cakes.
Victim 3 was, and this is an interesting victim actually, Virginia Cacioppo. And this is the third and final victim. 3 is a very magical number.
Yeah.
And this
Number of
woman,
the beast.
yes, 3 times 2.
Times 2, 3 times.
And this woman, Virginia, had been actually like quite a successful opera singer, but she was 53 years old and her star was kind of fading, which is like so ageist,
Yeah.
obviously.
Not fair.
Not fair, sexist, ageist.
I'm sure an old man was singing still.
Exactly.
Fine. Nobody
exactly.
giving him a hard time.
Yes. And actually probably being put on the cover of People magazine as sexiest opera singer alive.
Male opera singers never basically are turned into cakes, whereas female opera singers mostly end up that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to prove that they weren't ageist about male opera singers, they would castrate them to keep their voice high instead of so they didn't even care. You could have been old.
Yes.
You had no
Yeah.
balls.
Old, no balls, high, beautiful voice. Soprano.
Bake their
Male
balls in
opera
a pie.
singers get sexier the older they get, and they get their balls cut off. And female opera singers turn into cake.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Way of the
It's
world.
fucking bullshit. Is that what the
it is
World
bullshit.
War II was about?
Yes.
Yeah. There were the Axis powers loved castratos, and the Allies didn't like it.
Castrados. That's what the word I was
Plus,
thinking
there,
of.
there is an audio recording on YouTube of the last
Yes,
castrato.
and
Is it
it wasn't-
Arturo Caruso or that's a different guy?
It wasn't even that long ago. Like,
no,
what
it was like
it, the
1920.
70s?
Oh
No.
it wasn't the 70s.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I'm thinking about your joke, Michael, where it's the last guy that got guillotined.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Oh,
was in
yeah.
the
It
70s.
had opinions about Chewbacca.
Anyway, if you hear the castrato, it's actually extremely unsettling and dark and disturbing.
But also, I want to say, for some reason, a weird feeling I get is like, it's crazy when a giant world war is going on just over here
Yeah.
and you're killing someone over there.
I know, over there. Like, why don't you just go to the war and kill somebody?
Yeah. And give out cakes on
Yeah.
the front lines.
Okay, British soldiers, here's, I'm going to make y'all snacks.
Yeah.
And then,
This will cheer
so
you up.
smart.
You got your foot amputated from trench foot.
yeah.
Ew, trench foot. What a fear of
Is
mine.
that more
it's
world,
kind of an
is that more
irrational
the
fear.
Great War, trench foot?
I think you hear because it's like the trench warfare was more in World War
One?
thing.
Yeah.
It was?
They made
It wasn't
really
in World
good
War II?
trenches.
I don't know if it was
As
as much.
much?
I mean, it's definitely a big part of World War One. I don't know.
Trench foot.
Trench Makeover, a new show on HGTV.
People had nuclear foot in World War II. That's what they had.
Queer eye for the trench.
Okay, guys, let's look what oh my God, looking
Your
around
foot
this
is
World War I
still
trench.
in your boot. Yeah. That's
The latrine has flies on it.
they make like a War One trench look like a tiki bar.
Yeah.
What is that yellow gas coming towards us? It has got to go.
I would like that. I would love that show.
I would love it. I love all of that stuff.
So a new victim.
A new
Who's an
victim
opera
comes
singer?
along. Yes,
whole
Virginia.
new me, whole new
Virginia,
victim.
the washed up opera singer. Who had known success, but her star was fading, and she had the most money of all of these victims. She coughed up quite a bit of lira, and then she was told by Leonarda, who was bullshitting, that she found her. Oh yeah, sorry. The thing that Virginia was seeking was, work on the stage, singing, kind of to
I want to
revive her
sing
career.
again. It's who I am.
Yeah,
It's my livelihood, and I don't even do it for money. To be honest, I would do it anyways because I just love it
it's
so
her
much.
art. So Leonarda bullshitted her and said that she found her work in Florence for a mysterious impresario. Do you guys know what an impresario is? I never knew before this.
It's like Lou, the guy who ran like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. What's his name? Lou Vega. Lou
Yeah.
Vega.
Lou
Lou
Pearlman.
Lou
Pearlman.
Pearlman. We did one.
He
that
is an
was one of our best
impresario.
ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. I've heard the word a million times, but yeah, it's like a producer, a star maker,
Yeah.
a showrunner.
A real
Makes things happen.
impresario.
Yes, I didn't know that. I thought it was kind of like a fuck boy all this time, but it's a professional kind of guy. Anyways, she told her, "I've got where you work with like this amazing guy." Same thing. Don't tell anyone you're going. Send out those letters and postcards before you leave, and come see me before you go. And once again,
Yeah.
this is so classic Leonarda by now.
Yeah.
Chopped her up, melted her down.
Oh, solo man. Ow. Yeah.
But this time she switched it
Yeah.
up. She made like cakes and cookies and stuff. But know what else she did?
Oh, she tried something new?
Yeah.
Cheese muffin. Cheese and jalapeno muffin.
Oh, I love that.
Don't say
called
Tim
bunnies?
Hortons bread bowl
Cheese
with
and
chili.
jalapeno bunny?
No,
No, I got it. Almond croissant.
no,
No.
Think
I
beyond
got-
food. Think beyond food.
What?
Wine.
Soap.
Yeah, she's
No.
the soap maker of Correggio.
Soap queen. Make the soap with your friend's spleen. That you chopped up?
And it was luxurious soap because here is an excerpt from not her court statement this time, but Leonarda's memoirs that she wrote later on in life.
And then she sent the soap to the impresario.
I don't think the impresario was real.
Oh shit!
Sorry. But if he was, he probably would be filthy.
It was probably her with a fake mustache on. Sorry.
So she ended up this is in Leonarda's words herself. She ended up in the pot like the other two. Her flesh was fat and white. When it had melted, I added a bottle of cologne, and after a long time on the boil, I was able to make some most acceptable creamy soap. I gave bars to neighbors and acquaintances. The cakes too were better. That woman was really sweet.
Why is she writing this down, and who's she telling
Because
this to?
it was written down in her memoir. She wrote memoirs.
That's like in Fight Club, doesn't
Yes.
Edward Norton? Yeah, he makes
Yeah.
soap out of fat sucked away from liposuction.
Yeah, they break
Also
into the
World War
lipo factory
Yeah.
and steal the bags of fat from women's asses, and they basically say we're selling their ass back to them.
Yeah, and they called it odalisque soap.
They did?
No.
What's odalisque again?
It's the paintings.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
the curvy girls.
pleasantly
Thick.
plump, thick women on like
On
I'll show
ottomans.
you. Like, I don't know why. I think I bust myself on what a pervert I am on this show every episode.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
in real life, you do too, and on stage.
But I mean, is it a hook? I mean, does it work for me? I don't know.
It does.
I apologize to women if my brashness makes you uncomfortable.
Don't say sorry. The person who really needs to be apologizing here is the woman that's cutting them up and making them into soap.
Right. See,
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
You're just looking at
Even though I
paintings
want
of
to.
thick women for your own
But
pleasure.
when I was a
that you're not
teen
doing
in
anything
art
wrong.
class, I remember the odalisques. We had a unit on it, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
I really like these. That's about it.
or like.
But no, it's funny though. Don't you famously
I
love
don't know.
big
I had
boobs?
to spend more time with it.
You famously love big boobs.
Can we get that as a clip?
And I don't think that those odalisques typically had big boobs. Weren't they usually like those Renaissance kind of like girls had quite small boobs and really big,
And big
butts.
butts.
Yeah.
Big old
It
butt.
fit in with this sort
Yeah,
of
the
current
style
trend.
is kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Not your type, I would
No,
think.
no. I'm in my 40s. Everything is my type. I enjoy life.
Okay.
Let's put it that
Taking a
way.
big bite out of life.
all shapes
No,
and sizes,
like-
eh, Chris?
We joking around online on Instagram over the years, the algorithm has shown me like these busty things, and it's become a joke. But now the algorithm sends me this stuff all the
The
time.
algorithm doesn't get the irony.
Yeah, the algorithm doesn't
Right.
get the algorithm.
that you're
They haven't
ironically
achieved that
looking
yet
at these
in, like,
hot
AI.
babes.
Imagine if all
Yeah.
those people on the algorithm were turned into soap by an Italian woman from the olden days.
And we went back to just being in nature.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Um,
No, I love
yeah.
everybody. I don't mean to be creepy, and
We know you
everybody's
love
body
everybody.
is really fucking hot.
Yes, it's true. Everyone's body's gorgeous.
I love them all.
And this woman
Except for mine.
was curvy, kind of classic opera singer. No, like the
Yeah.
fat lady sings.
Lots of soap.
So she wrote about her in her memoirs. Now, this was Leonarda's most lucrative murder because Virginia paid her 50,000 lira. I don't know what that would add up to back then, like not that much, because lira is like the yen. Like, why do they have to make
Yeah.
such big numbers?
What year was this?
This was like in the early 40s now.
Okay, you keep going. I'll look it up.
50,000 lira in the early 40s. She also gave her an assortment of jewels and like public bonds. And then once she was dead, Leonarda also sold her clothing and shoes that she had packed.
Wow.
But this
This
murder,
story is honestly very similar to this weird. Don't you remember this one, guys? From like 2 years ago or so? Who was it?
I gotta know who this. I want to know about this guy.
I'm gonna
that
look
was
it up
writing
while you're
it.
talking.
Yeah, look it up.
But
Look
it's
it up
very similar.
so that we can refer the episode because I want to go back and listen to it.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but it is very similar.
That's okay.
It's freaking me out.
Every part of the victim.
And also, I do apologize if it sounds like I'm a sexist creep or something.
Oh please!
I genuinely feel like because
like
I
5 times.
what?
the more you apologize, the more it's real.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm a happily married man, so I feel like those jokes are easy to do. Because if I was single dating, I think it would be terrible if I was like that. Does that make sense?
You guys tell him.
it doesn't matter. It's terrible
my
no matter
personal
what.
It's not
feel is,
terrible.
Chris just says what's on his mind, and that is precisely the reason why you can trust him.
Exactly. You're not
Because he's
hiding
not
anything.
hiding anything.
Oh.
You're not
And
like these guys
that's
that are
nice.
like,
Yes.
I'm a feminist ally. I'll walk you home if you want.
Exactly.
I'm a really good
Then you
guy.
find out
I don't
They're
like
like
any type
odorless.
of body.
Yeah. You got nothing to worry about. You got nothing to worry about.
I
You're not
love
an evil man.
everybody. Thank you. I love everybody.
But this was like cha-ching. This murder was like, jewels and bonds, and then she had a pop-up clothing sale with all of her stuff. But this is where she like flew too close to the sun. One of Virginia's relatives, like her sister-in-law, was very suspicious, and she'd seen Virginia going in. This is a small village. She'd seen her going into this house, and she's like, "There's something's not right here." And she went in, was snooping around. She got served some cookies and cakes. The cops opened an investigation. They were served cookies and cakes as well. But she was arrested pretty quickly. It was pretty obvious. But she kept her mouth shut. She would not confess. She's so stubborn. But then it was only when the investigation started focusing on her darling Giuseppe. They were like, maybe he did it because he's been hanging around.
Right.
And she was like, no, it's not him. He's my favorite. This is who this was all for. So if he takes the heat for this and this is his downfall, it's all for nothing. So she sang like a freaking bird and confessed everything to a fault. Like, gave details that she didn't even need to give. Her confessions were so detailed just to like move the suspicion away from her son. So Leonarda, she was tried for murder in 1947. It was really delayed, her trial, because of the war. It wasn't until 1947. And her testimonials on the stand were so over the top that it became clear that, like, she loved talking about this shit. You know those killers that are like, blah, 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 like they love, like, she loved it. Loved talking about her crimes. And she also wanted everyone to know at her trial a very specific detail that she was quite proud of. And she said, I gave the copper ladle, which I used to skim the fat off the kettles, to my country, which was so badly in need of metal during the last days of war.
Oh, patriot.
Yeah, and they all stood up and shouted and screamed and clapped, and they carried her out of the court on their hands. So Leonarda Cianciulli was found guilty and sentenced to 30 years in prison and 3 years in a criminal asylum. Sound familiar?
Oh, the palm read, the fortune teller's prediction
Oh
came
my
true.
God.
Yes.
Is this a real damn story?
This is what I've been researching.
Wow.
Jackie, bravo. Is there more?
Thank you. Well, yeah, I was just
Sorry.
going to say, just as the palm
Ended
reader
too soon.
predicted, and while she was incarcerated, she wrote her memoir, which was titled, translated to Confession of an Embittered Soul. She died of a stroke in the women's criminal asylum in Pozzuoli, in October of 1970,
Whoa.
which sounds gorgeous.
So she got to see the
Pozzuoli.
entire Beatles career.
She did. From within the asylum. And if anyone happens to travel to Italy, there are a number of artifacts from this case that are on display at the Criminological Museum in Rome, including the pot in which the victims were boiled. So a little travel destination for you if you want. And that is the story
Amazing
of
story.
Leonardo Cianciulli, the soap maker of Correggio.
Great job, Jackie.
I loved it.
I think I'll-
Excellent work.
I think I'll
Thank
stick
you.
with the body shop, but thanks for the rec.
Mike. Well, perhaps it's time we get paid a visit from the...
Oh, here she comes. Hello, Evelyn Materini. And, she's got a big a brass ladle and a pot, a basin full of blood, and she's crazy. Hey, Evelometer, you got to change your ways.
So it's time we give a score for the evilometer here on how evil Leonarda was. I guess I'll go first. I mean, she killed 3 people in cold blood. It's pretty bad. 8.5.
Okay.
I'd say 8.5.
This is like she killed 3 people in cold blood. She married an old man.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. She served cookies and cakes and pies to unsuspecting people, but also ate them herself, which is very
That's
strange.
nasty.
Kind of kicks it up a notch.
'Cause it's like-
literally kicking it up a notch.
Hey,
Bam.
bang, but bang. But it's like Sweeney Todd. That story. It's like they serve the meat pies to people, and we're like, haha, we're not going to eat them because we're not crazy, right? Like that story, Sweeney
I actually
Todd.
not. You know what? I'm not familiar as I'd like to be with Sweeney Todd. Like he's the one with no head.
That's the no. What's a
Headless
different Johnny?
Horseman.
That's a different Johnny Depp. Yeah, Sweeney Todd is like a story of a barber who started
Oh, the barber.
killing people and then turning them into pies.
Oh, okay.
But
yes.
anyway, they didn't eat them. They sold them, whereas she ate her own human cookies and cakes.
Is Sweeney Todd a they them? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's like a guy and his wife.
oh.
I think that what's her name? What's her name?
Leonarda.
Leonarda. And I think she's a 9. Even though she did it because she loved her son so much, Giuseppe, who was fighting for fascist Italy.
Interesting.
Christopher.
So an odalisque was an enslaved. So no, I shouldn't have been so light about it.
Oh, no.
Enslaved chambermaid or a female attendant in a Turkish seraglio, particularly the court ladies in the household of the Ottoman Sultan. So there's no specificity of them being.
No, but the painting,
Thick.
it's a type of painting, though.
But you
right?
do know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
If they are
It's like-
thick, they're eating pretty well for
Yeah.
captives.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they were. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've somehow, I don't
They
know
were
how we
eating
did
old
it,
lady cakes.
but we've stymied Chris somehow by perceiving him too hard during this episode.
No. I did it to myself.
You do it
Yeah.
to yourself.
Yourself, you do, and that's why it really hurts. You do it to yourself, it's true. You and no one else, you do it to yourself.
That's the video where after this episode, I'm going to lie on the sidewalk.
Yes! And then everyone's lying on the sidewalk after you tell them what happens.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Chris, what's your score?
7, because I feel like the murders and dementedness came from hard luck over and over again that mushed her brain. So I'm taking some of the mental anguish into account.
I like
But
it.
she's still a murderer. She's still terribly evil. But 7, I mean, she didn't like lead an army into a genocide or something. You know?
You're right. I'm dropping mine to 8.
Okay.
I fully agree with Chris. I'd probably give the same score, like a 7. Well, but then again, the eating and the and also like this is not a girl's girl. Like this is
No.
she's not a girl's girl.
No.
She's a pick me girl killing other
Yes.
girls. So maybe I'll do 7.5 because you do have to take into account the unmatched horrible childhood trauma.
Here's your baby. Oops.
17,
You know?
or like 13 miscarriages.
Whatever.
So let's
True.
take that into
13's a
account.
bad
But
number 2.
yes.
This sounds like a made-up story.
It's magical and mystical. Oh, sorry. Also, it was a Broadway play in the 70s as well called, I think it was called Love and Death in Mama's Kitchen. It was on Broadway.
That's a bad name, I'm going to say.
Yes.
Liza Minnelli as Mama.
And I think it was kind of like a irreverent look at the whole thing.
Well,
But
okay.
anyways, yeah, I would give 7.5. She's evil, but it's
You know.
mitigated.
You know, like sometimes I I'm exposing myself as a creep again. I have empathy for mental anguish that drives people to madness.
Sure.
Me too.
Also, I think the episode we did many years ago was about an ancient Greek named Procrustes.
Oh,
Ew. Crusties?
Yeah, so talk about Raphael's undies.
And his tiny whities, yeah.
Procrustes, the ghost of Procrustes was probably in there.
He didn't procrastinate on all those murders.
But he had an inn on this long journey in between towns, and he would lure people into the inn and stretch them out on this like torture bed. So it wasn't the same. He didn't cook them into meals, but I think
He didn't
there's
cook,
an aspect of the story where he would write letters to the
Right.
people's
He
family
didn't
like
cook-
it was them.
Yeah, he didn't cook them into meals because he was always eating Smucker's Procrustables. So
So
I went a long walk for that.
no.
I interrupted
I've
Chris
never
to
had
get that in.
an
Oh
Uncrustable.
God, I'm the
I can't
interrupter.
because I'm gluten free.
Oh, I like the crust, so that never
Yeah.
would have, that would not have pulled me in as a kid. I loved the crust because my grandma told me that if I ate my crust, my hair would go curly, and I really wanted curly hair. So I was like, ow, ow, ow. Like I couldn't get enough crust.
And now you have curly hair.
I had to do it myself.
Oh my God.
I know, grandma lied.
Well, Jackie,
Grandma.
thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thanks,
we love having you
guys.
on. Is there anything you want to mention?
Oh goodness, what will I mention? I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. You mean like promotion wise?
Yeah.
Tune into
Oh,
Indie
do
88.
do please tune into Indie 88 in the morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time in Toronto. You can stream it every week it turns into a podcast. Like every Friday, like they sum up the best ofs of the week
Cool.
that you can find on Spotify. The morning show with Carlin, Brett, and Jackie, Indie 88.
You have hit stand-up comedy albums out
Nice.
there.
Yes, and one of these days soon, one day my third album will come out. I'm still working on it. I got really knocked off course, but it's coming.
Can relate. That's
Jackie,
so nice.
you're amazing.
I love you guys.
Yeah, you're
You too.
hilarious.
Did you like Leonarda or was it boring?
No, it was great.
Great.
I had a great time.
Yes.
Made me hungry, actually. All the
I
talk
am
of
not
cakes,
kidding.
cookies,
I'm
and pies.
freaking starving. Like just mentioning Uncrustables, I'm so hungry.
We should order Pete's.
Pizza. I have a few shows I want to announce. The tickets will be all the tickets we mentioned, and the shows will be in the link. Jackie's link to Indie 88 will be in the show as well. May 30th, I'm doing the Transac in Toronto. Another preview of my show for the Edinburgh Fringe. I'm also doing July 3rd, the Staircase Theatre in Hamilton.
Oh, fun.
And July 19th, I'm hitting the East Coast, Halifax, at the Mousetrap at Good Robot.
What,
Which
Michael?
I just confirmed.
Amazing.
Nice.
Grinding. As
On
Cooks
On July
would sing.
19th, you're going to Halifax?
Yes.
Fun.
I gotta say something then too, because this is a last minute pop up show for me, headlining at Anina's Cafe in Ottawa on May 17th. And the tickets, just go on my Instagram. The Saturday, May 17th, Anina's Cafe in Ottawa. Ticket link in bio. And lots of cool Ottawa locals are on it.
Cool.
Including new Prime Minister
Mark Carney.
He's
Dancing
got.
to Down with Webster.
If Roast Battles was still on, Carney would win. He's quick. And that was another great episode of